Three. Hello everybody and welcome to the Body Shop. My name is Jason.
I'm Jeffrey.
And we have with us a special guest today, Charlotte, who's come all the way up here from Everett, Washington to be on the show.
Yeah.
This is a show in part about bodybuilding and also about fitness in general. And today we've got Charlotte with us, and Jeffrey set up a program for her a year ago, a good workout program.
Yeah.
And we were wondering what kind of progress you've made in the last year and what your objectives were. So.
Okay, well, my objectives basically were to get my waistline back. I have a 2.5-year-old baby, and well, actually, little girl. And also to just kind of fill out my shoulders, so I kind of had more of a V on my upper body. And I measure my progress basically. About last year and a half, I went from size 36 men's button-up fly Levi's to size 30. So
that's good.
I feel like a 6-inch reduction. I feel like that's pretty hot.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And so what we're going to be doing is creating a new program, a more advanced program for Charlotte, and she'll work out for 3 months, and then she'll come back on the show, and we'll let everybody know of your progress.
She'll be a testament to our weightlifting wisdom.
Yes, yes. And actually, this is a new section to our show called Before and After. And Charlotte is that first test subject. And if you'd like to be do this with us, we'll give you the address later on in the show, so you can let us know if you want to.
Before we're famous and after we're still not famous.
Right, right. So our show today is going to be concentrating on the bicep. We will be showing you different exercises that will work all parts of that muscle. And
you'll have tree-like arms in no time.
Yes. We'll show you how to get the little bump that most people try to strive for on the bicep, how to create mass, and isolation exercises that will do all sorts of things.
And we'll throw in little tips about knitting and cooking and whatever else comes to mind.
And of course, our
herbal remedies.
Registered dietitian Laura Imperial Frauenbach is on special assignment this week, so she won't be on our show. We sent her to the North Pole to check out the polar bear situation.
And the relationship between body fat, warmth, and weightlifting.
Yes, lard in general.
Yes.
So
something that Laura is familiar with. And of course, she'll be really happy to see this part of the show, I'm sure, when she gets back. So, hi, Laura.
Okay. Thank you for being on our show, Charlotte. We appreciate you taking the time to come out here. And from this point on, we're just going to hit the exercises.
Yeah. So right now we'll show you the picture of Charlotte a year ago, and from there we'll move on to our first exercise for the biceps.
Okay. This is the before picture of Charlotte 1 year ago, and as you can see, Charlotte has improved herself quite a bit since then, and in 3 months she'll come back and show us more.
Hello, faithful viewers. We're back, and we're here to introduce our first exercise, which is going to be 2 different curls that you do while standing up. We have the easy bar curl and the straight bar curl, both of which are good mass building exercises, so they're good to do as your first bicep exercise. But what we're going to do every show is introduce our viewers to the ideas of warming up and stretching, form, and breathing. Jeffrey's going to talk about form and breathing while I'm lifting, but I wanted to mention that you need to take about 5 minutes of some kind of cardiovascular exercise, perhaps on an exercise bicycle, jogging, jumping jacks, to get your heart rate up and to get the blood flowing through your muscles. And after that, you need to spend about another 5 minutes stretching, and especially focus on the body part that you're going to be working that day. So today it's biceps. Just find a good way that you can stretch your bicep, shake it out, along with whatever else you're doing. So,
in whatever gym you're in, there should have a chart on the wall showing you how to stretch that muscle.
Could you throw that over the edge there?
So basically, Jason's going to be doing the easy bar curl.
Right.
And again, this is one of the best mass building exercises for the bicep. And what he's going to do is he's going to start with the exercises, with the exercise down, and he's going to curl the bar up to his chest. He's going to bring it down nice and slow, curl it back up. Bring it back down, get a full stretch, full range of motion, curl it back up.
Without swinging the arms.
Without swinging the arms.
And at the same time, you want to keep your stomach muscles contracted ever so slightly so that they'll support the lower back, which is actually having to bear a lot of the weight as you're lifting. You can place one foot slightly in front of the other to create a little bit better balance.
Or you can have a shoulder width stance. Right. Now Jason, while he's talking, he should be breathing. He should be exhaling as he's curling the weight up And he should be exhaling as he's bringing it down. Yeah, that's it. And you can also on this get a close grip on this as well. Jason will show you. He had a wide grip on that last movement, and this is a close grip. This is going to put more stress on the inside head of the bicep. And also the nice thing about this bar is you can see it has angles to it, and it helps take the stress off the wrists if you have problems with that.
And we sign them and sell them for just $19.95. Okay, so a concept that we mentioned in one of our earlier programs is that you want to choose a weight that will allow you to do 6 to 8 repetitions if you're looking to build a lot of muscle mass, 8 to 10 repetitions if you're looking to combine muscle mass and endurance, and 10 to 12 or 12 to 15 if you're looking to tone up and build some endurance.
Yeah.
Lasting endurance into your muscles.
Right.
So basically that's something that you'll need to tailor on your own. You need to determine a weight that allows you to keep the form and allows you to do the number of repetitions that will meet your expectations and needs.
Again, never sacrifice your form for the amount of weight you use. Again, bodybuilding is about lifting, training muscles, not about lifting weights. So, with that in mind, I'm going to step in here and do the.
You're going to do something?
Yeah, the straight bar curl. Just go ahead and.
You want to just move this out of the way?
Sure. I prefer this exercise over anything else to start with. Basically, this is actually a squat bar, but that's okay. All right. Basically, what I do is I get a shoulder width grip on the exercise, and then I start here again. I'll just curl the weight up, bring it back down. And what I do is I try not to curl my wrists up. If I do that, I bring my forearms into play, and it takes the stress off the biceps.
Give
so what I do,
side view angle here.
So what I do is I kind of let my wrists fall a little bit, like this. Instead of like this, I have them like that, and that puts more stress on the bicep.
Remember, never smile while you're weightlifting.
So
and never let the camera people laugh at you too much because it can be very distracting.
So I'll stand forward again. So it's basically the same kind of motion of what Jason had, but it puts more stress on the overall bicep.
Okay, so this concludes our first exercise. Depending on if you're a novice, an intermediate weightlifter, or an advanced weightlifter, you'll be doing anywhere from 2 to 4 sets. And once again, you'll be able to determine what's best for you.
So, okay.
And from here, what we're going to do is take you to the preacher curl bench, best to do on Sundays. And we're going to once again introduce to you our lovely assistant, Charlotte. And she'll be our guinea pig for the next exercise.
Or test subject, I would like to say.
Exactly. So,
okay, we'll see you over there. We are over here at the preacher curl bench with our test subject, Charlotte. How you doing today?
Good.
Doing good? Okay. What we're going to do here, this is another variation of a bicep curl, except with this, you're sitting down on a bench, so to speak, and you have the pad here in front of you, obviously.
Okay.
What you're going to do is you're going to put your forearms and your upper arms up on the bench, and the nice thing about this exercise is that it takes the pressure off your elbows and your shoulders. Okay, so if you can't do the straight bar curl, go ahead and do this. This is much better.
Okay.
And you usually do this with an easy curl bar.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and grab the bar. You can either get a wide grip or a close grip, whichever is comfortable for you. And you're going to start with the bar down, okay? And you don't want to put your arm all the way on the pad, okay? You want to keep a little bit of stress on the bicep by doing that. So you're going to bring it up a little bit, start right here. And you're going to curl it up.
Okay.
Okay, and you're going to stop right before your arm comes straight up and down. So you want to keep the stress on the bicep.
Right.
It's very important.
It's right there for me.
Yeah, and everybody might be a little different on that, so you have to find your own groove.
Now my hold's at the top,
Yes.
and then it's a slow and controlled
Slow
down.
and controlled motion.
Okay, so I hit
Whole
my holds
range
up
of
here,
motion. Right.
and then it's back down like that. Okay.
And you want to situate your arms just so they're straight down from your shoulders. You don't want your arms too far out to the side, and you don't want them too close together as well. So you exhale as you come down, and you inhale as you come up. Yeah.
Feels good.
Very good. How does that feel?
Great.
Yeah. Not too much weight on there, but I'm sure you could do quite a few reps if you wish. Huh? This is a good isolation exercise. It's not a great mass builder, but it's one of the best exercises nonetheless.
I can definitely feel it.
Yeah. And again, you don't want to curl your wrists up. You want to kind of let your wrists kind of hang down a little bit. And that puts even more stress on the biceps. Yeah.
Can I
Good.
stop now?
Okay, you can stop now.
Okay.
So again, this is the preacher curl bench, and a good exercise for the bicep. And next, Jason will show you.
Bicep.
Check that out.
Yeah.
And next, Jason will show you a different exercise.
Hello, hello, hello. Charlotte and I are now here, and we're going to demonstrate 2 separate dumbbell lifts for you. Charlotte will go first, and she is going to show you the isolation curl. What you need to do is spread your legs apart enough that you can balance yourself with one hand or arm, as she'll do on this knee. The other arm goes in so that the elbow rests on the inside of the leg near the knee. And once again, you don't want to fully extend your arm so that you can avoid hyperextension. You don't want to hurt your elbow. And this will in many ways work the arm the exact same way that the preacher curl did, except you're just doing one arm at a time. And Geoffrey wanted me to make sure that I pointed out that this exercise, Charlotte, if you'll begin, please, that this exercise helps to work on developing the peak of your bicep. It helps to make the little bulge go boing right up at the top. And part of this technique, what's important here, is that as you bring the weight up, as Charlotte's doing, at the very end, you pronate your hands. So basically what you do is you twist your wrist right at the end, and it brings the bicep into play as much as possible. And we don't want to work Charlotte here into overexhaustion since she has to drive all the way back home tonight. So
Gotta take care of a 2.5-year-old.
Get right. Which is about where my speaking is today. If we could get you to switch arms then, we'll give them a different view of your arm. So do you feel any difference between this and the preacher curl bar at all?
Yeah, I can feel I can feel more of a concentration in my. I can feel it more right here.
Yeah, it's good. Now, if you'll notice, neither Charlotte or I wear weightlifting gloves, but Geoffrey almost consistently does.
I try to.
Charlotte tries to, but we don't let her on the show. We have no idea why we don't let her, but we don't. Just so it's something else to talk about. Okay, and thank
How's
you,
that?
Charlotte. Oh, that's
You
great.
bet.
Yeah, and generally with the weight lift that Charlotte was just doing, you need to make sure that your back is arched slightly. And I myself don't do the isolation curls because, or concentration curls, because it actually strains my lower back too much. So some people this will be good for and some it won't. Now what I'm going to demonstrate to you is an alternating dumbbell curl. This is pretty straightforward. I mean, it doesn't take too many brains to figure this out, or probably anything else out that we're doing. So, all that I'm going to be doing simply is sitting on the edge of the bench, and once again, I don't want my arms to be swinging. I'm trying to use entirely just my bicep. I bring the weight up and pronate my arm at the same time, and it's pretty simple. And this is somewhere in between an isolation exercise, which will develop shape, and a mass building exercise, so it's a good combination. Oftentimes, this is an exercise you might want to do second or third partway into your workout. So, rather than making you watch me do this 8 or 10 times, I think I'll call it quits here. And for the next part of our show, Geoffrey and I are going to get together, and I think we're going to show you one of the exercises on the universal machine, which works on a pulley system, so it's a good bit different than the free weights.
On with the lifting.
Geoffrey and I are here at the Universal Machine, someplace we like to visit from time to time, kind of like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, except there are no little people here that we know of. This is a system that runs on a pulley system, and what you have here are block plates that are attached to a cable, and so it allows you to isolate whatever body part you're working on more so than free weights do.
Sure it does.
Geoffrey, the
Helps keep your form a little better.
big-armed wonder here, is going to demonstrate for us proper technique and form for the universal machine curl.
Okay, you have your bar here. Basically, you're going to grab it on the ends and
About shoulder width apart.
shoulder width apart, and you're going to stand back. Now, the thing is, you don't when you curl the bar, you don't want to let the weights touch like that.
Right.
That's a big no-no.
Big no-no.
You want to stop right before the weights touch, and that's the proper way to to do that. Which same thing here as in all the exercises. You're going to curl it up like so, back down. And the nice thing about this machine is that it keeps continuous tension on your bicep.
And it speaks to you and says kind of soothing, nice things. At least it speaks to me. I don't know.
Well, Jason, you know. So
You spend too much time at the Y and
you're going to curl it all the way up
speaking to you.
and bring it down nice and slow under control.
And if you notice, Jeffrey's doing a nice job here of isolating his muscle by not moving the rest of his arm.
So I'm not swinging it up like this, which isn't good. So we'll let Jason get in there and show us a couple repetitions.
Now remember, this is a curl, so what you're doing is curling. It's about as sophisticated as we can get.
You can also get a close grip on this as well, hands closer
Yeah, I'll do
together.
that. I'll increase the weight a little bit. Maybe. All right. So you need to have your
Shoulders
chest out a
square.
little bit, but your shoulders square and relaxed in the back. And it's just as Jeffrey said.
Exhale as
Simple
you come up, inhale as you come down. Nice, slow, and controlled.
That's basically it.
And that's it's one of another good mass building exercise for the bicep.
Yeah. Basically, today we're going to show you more exercises than you would generally use in one day's lifting.
Yes.
So you can combine these in any way that you see fit. We suggest, though, that you try and take the biggest mass building exercise, which is the ones that we showed you first with the straight bar curl.
And do those first.
Do those first,
Yeah.
and then slowly work your way down to isolation and concentration exercises.
Definitely.
Where you're just using a lighter weight dumbbell, for instance, what Charlotte was doing earlier, isolating a muscle and doing more repetitions as
Right.
you finish off.
Right.
That's one way to approach this.
Yes. Good idea.
And we're going to show you for our final exercise today the hammer curl,
Which is an isolation exercise.
which should interest all of you carpenters in the audience.
A good hammer curl
Right.
is always good for a carpenter.
Okay.
Okay. As we promised, we're going to show you another isolation exercise, which is the hammer curl.
And then Jeffrey and I are going to perform Swan Lake.
Operatic style. Basically, this exercise is going to work the side of your bicep here, okay? That's why you call it an isolation exercise. And you can do this either way, sitting down or standing up, and Jason will show you.
I'm standing up and he's sitting down.
Basically, it's however you feel it works best for you. So go ahead and start. And
All right, I'm first.
this is an alternating hammer curl.
Yeah. I'll give you a little side view here.
So basically, you're holding the weight so your palm is to the side, and you're curling it straight up, as you can see Jason doing it. You're going to come up, and you're really going to give it a nice tight squeeze when you curl your arm up. Keeping your abs nice and tight, shoulders square.
And then always practice on your partner. Okay.
So sitting down, I like to do it sitting down myself, just for the fact that it feels better for me. Same thing, curling up.
Something I mentioned on a show that we filmed earlier was that Jeffrey has been good at introducing me to new lifts, ones that I wouldn't have tried otherwise. And it's important when you're bodybuilding or weightlifting or just training yourself in any way to get into better shape that you try and change up your workout every couple of weeks, every month. Introduce a new lift or a new form or a new technique that you haven't done before. And it'll help to develop different parts of the muscle that you didn't think were there.
Yeah.
Tone it in different ways, accentuate it in different ways, or give it more mass. So, for instance, the hammer curl I had never done until about a couple of months ago.
Right.
And although my lifting has been kind of sporadic over the summer, nonetheless, I have noticed results from it really quick. So this happens to be, I think, one of the better lifts that you can do for the bicep.
Yeah. So it's a good one. I enjoy it.
And we owe this all to the generosity of Jeffrey.
Thank you very much. You're very generous with your compliments.
Well, I think that this is
Yes.
the end of today's show.
No, actually.
Oh, we need to...
Actually, we need to. This is correspondence time.
That's true, it is. And we happen to have some letters from our
Some
viewers.
letters from our viewers that we'll read to you, and
I'll be doing the reading, and
you will, but I don't think, so.
But I think that we'll have Jeffrey answer the first one.
Okay.
Seems only proper. Dear Jason and whatever. Oh, Jeffrey. Dear Jason and Jeffrey, how do you lift more weight than your body? Yours, Bunny.
How do you lift more
So, for
weight than your
instance,
body?
the way I interpret this is, for instance, you weigh about 170 pounds. How is it that you can get onto the bench press and bench press 250 pounds? You know, how
That's
do
a
you?
good question.
Yeah, there's no particularly easy answer to that. I think it's something that'll come through time.
Yeah. Normally, whoever you are, you should be able to, if you're in shape, be able to lift your own body weights with certain exercise, like with the bench press. But
Drinking a 6-pack of Coca-Cola right before working out might help. Or a lot of coffee.
Sure.
Okay. Second question. Ooh. Dear Geoffrey,
Okay.
one addressed particularly to you. What happened to Jason's hair? It looks like he slept on his face.
He did.
Yours, Maurice. He did?
Well, Maurice, I'll tell you, Jason does sleep on his face. Don't ask me how I know that, but he does, and here he is to prove it.
We're going to need you to seek the Sika. Next. Dear Jason and Geoffrey, is there an exercise I can do to turn my Audi to an innie? Yours, Curious Mini. I think that we've got some pranksterish viewers out there, don't you?
I think we do. Yeah.
Weightlifting is serious, and it's not designed to turn your Audi to an innie.
No, I don't think there's any way that you can turn your Audi into an innie or your innie into an Audi.
Now, seriously, if you do have any questions that might be of a bit more serious nature, we are very happy to field and try to answer any questions that you might have.
Yes.
And if we come upon a question that you write in, something that you're interested in that we can't answer, we'll either try and find somebody who's a professional who can provide an answer for you, or else we will simply refer you to a professional who we don't have access to ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we'll have the address for you later on in the show to write in your
Along
letters
with our
or
credits.
comments. Or if you'd like to be on the show, in fact, let us know through that same address. And
we only charge $50 for an
actually,
appearance.
it's free. We'll have anybody on here.
Well,
and we'd like to thank Charlotte for coming on our show.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Charlotte will come back on 3 months later, and we'll show you the results of her progress.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Great.
Good
Thank
job.
you all very much for tuning into the Body Shop.
And I hope you had a wonderful time, because we did.
We did. Yep. We appreciate your support.
And one other thing, again, our show airs 8 p.m. every Wednesday and 2 p.m. every Friday.
Precisely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.